This publisher canceled one of its authors, and the backlash was so extreme that the publisher itself got canceled. So in this past week, I was tracking something on X. Sam Dyer, the CEO and founder of this little publisher called BITMAP Books, which they do RPGs and stuff, received a complaint about the author of a book they were releasing. This guy really, and this came out later in text messages, this guy really didn't like this author and wanted to get him in trouble. So he let the publisher know about some tweets that happened back in 2022 or something, and they weren't even that bad. I went back and read them, and he was just, somebody threw shade at him on X, and he threw shade back. I mean, it's gamers, okay? I'm sorry that gamers are offensive. Well, this guy came back and decided to try to get him in trouble. The book that they were releasing, the author's name is Moses Norton. And the book that was released was called The Definitive Book of Super Nintendo RPGs, Volume 1. And it was enough for Sam Dyer to put out a press release or a statement on X announcing that BITMAP Books does not agree with Moses Norton's views, and that due to this disagreement and we've an agreement with Moses and myself that we will be donating all of the author's royalties to charity. Let me tell you, that blew up. If you read the comment thread under that post, people were canceling pre-orders. People were asking for refunds. They were making vows that we will never buy from you again. Because there was a couple of really interesting things in that statement. We're donating his royalties, not ours. So the publisher was keeping their take, but they not only said they were donating his royalties for this book, future books. Remember what I said this book was called? Volume 1? That's right. They had future volumes planned, and they were going to donate the royalties from those future volumes as well. And the people did not appreciate it. They blasted this company. No mention was made of BITMAP's royalties, and it was really bad. It was really bad. Everybody started talking about it, which was not good because this publisher looked like the bad guy. 24 hours later, Sam Dyer released a second statement on X, and I actually want to read this one to you guys because it was so interesting. Where'd I put it? I had it on here a second ago. I'm sorry. I apologize. Come on, blue. There we go. Monday, the 6th of October, 2025. Dear supporters of BITMAP Books, although I stand by the fact that Moses' comments were ill-advised and insensitive, the whole thing blew up and was made much bigger than it needed to be. Moses has publicly apologized for any offense caused, as has the original poster of the comments, who did not intend to cause this much trouble. I do not feel that this warrants an author losing his livelihood and ruining years of hard work to produce the book. Oh, now you feel that way. Despite multiple accusations to the contrary, Moses freely agreed to donate his royalties to charity. There was no coercion from me. This was one of the theories being floated in the comments here, is that why are you pressuring this author to give up all of his royalties? And it was just an assumption that happened, whether it did or not. There was no coercion from me. However, we both recognize that due to an increasingly stressful situation, that decisions were rushed on both sides. I'm pleased to say that Moses and I have spoken again today. We stand together and have agreed that he will receive 100% of his royalties. Maybe I was hasty in my response, and I'm happy to admit to that. At the time, I sincerely thought I was doing the right thing to diffuse an increasingly difficult situation. I will commit to donating all company profits from this first print run to the charity Special Effect, which is the one they were talking about before. The bottom line is that Moses has apologized for his original comments and will now be paid the royalties that are rightfully his. And this last part is so good. Moses and myself have received a large amount of personal abuse and threats over the past few days. We hope that this statement will bring some closure to what has happened. Sam Dyer, founder of BITMAP Books. Stop beating me up. Oh, this pleases me. You can't take a dude's royalties, okay? Especially, I mean, has anybody noticed that the book business is not the place to make money? Anybody notice that? I don't know if any of you have noticed that. I've noticed that. And to take away the few profits that a guy would make after years of work due to a single complaint from a guy who screenshotted something from 3 years ago. Oh, man. It's rough. And people have had it with cancel culture, okay? This is not 2020 anymore. This isn't 2022 anymore. And just going after someone and swinging the big bat because they said something you didn't like several years ago, like, that's not flying anymore. People aren't going to take it. And people are honestly kind of sick of it. That's bullying. We don't like bullies. It doesn't work. Uh, Now, initially, I thought after the first statement was released, I thought that maybe what Moses Norton said violated some kind of EU hate speech laws or something. And so Bitmap Books was like doing damage control before the police got involved, you know? Uh, but the second statement is really leading me to believe that he made a decision and just came down hard on him and was not expecting it to come back and bite him. He was not expecting the backlash from this and the real world effects of all these canceled pre-orders. I mean, he said he did a print run, which means he paid for a whole bunch of books and suddenly he got a bunch of cancellations. And so what was the end of this thing here? We hope that this statement will bring some closure to what has happened. Please forget I ever said anything about this. And I'm not sure that's going to happen. Uh, People really don't like bullies. And if you have any kind of power, it's not like Bitmap Books is a huge publisher or anything. They probably see themselves as small too. But when you swing that kind of bat at one of your authors, you can't get away with that and look good. It just doesn't work that way. So that was just an interesting bit of news. The cancellation backfired and really, really hit this guy in the face.